Click away from the active selection to deselect it. In the Tool panel, pick up the Direct Selection tool. Click and drag to draw a selection marquee that encloses only the bottom two corners. The Direct Selection tool only selects the elements within the area that you draw. Taking one of the bottom corner widgets, drag up until the cursor feedback shows the corner radius is 1/4 of an inch. It's changing both corners. Click to deselect and go to View Hide Corner Widgets. Using the Selection tool, draw a marquee that touches all the elements in the clapboard artwork. Go to Object and select Group and save your file. Make sure that you read these sections on page 72 and 73 in your book about transforming objects with the bounding box, as well as understanding the free transform tool. These are items that you are going to find yourself using a lot, and it's good to find out how to use them at this point. Next, we're going to be creating circles. Make sure nothing is selected on the file and zoom in on the album artwork. Remember that you can use the hand tool to move things around. Choose the ellipse tool, which is underneath the rectangle tool, and reset to the default fill and stroke. And then change the fill color to none. Holding down your Alt key, you're going to get as close to the center of this thing as you can. Click and drag out, and you can hold your Shift key down at the same time, and you're going to pull this out until you get to 1/2 inch. And then you can release your mouse and then release the Alt and the Shift key. Holding down your Alt key will let you draw from the center. Otherwise, you will always draw from a corner and draw down. But we wanted to go from the center out. Now pick up the Selection tool in the toolbox. Make the contextual taskbar visible. If it's not up already, go to Window Contextual Taskbar. With the circle still selected, click the Duplicate button in the little taskbar. Using the Selection tool, click any of the corner handles, hold your Alt key, and drag out to make a larger circle. So we're going to drag from here, hold my Alt key down, and your Shift key is going to hold it so that you draw a perfect circle. And you're going to drag this out until we get approximately 1.25 inches. For a diameter. There we go. Okay. Repeat the process to add 2 more circles. So we're going to again duplicate this, and then we're going to drag out again. Remember, hold down your Alt and your Shift key and drag out until you have 1.7. I guess 1.69 is as close as I'm going to get. And duplicate again to get a 4-inch circle. Oh, I know what happened on mine. My stroke enlarged with each time. That could be fixed. But for right now, I'm just going to select all of these, and I'm going to change my stroke weight to 1 point. And that cleans that up quite a bit. Now at this point as well, if I'm not happy with how centered it is, and it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to take them off of that, but you can move all of these around together and place that closer to the center if you'd like. It's fairly easy to move around. There we are. I like that setting a little bit better. Now, to prevent that scale issue with my lines from happening again, I'm going to double click my scale tool and open up my dialog box and deselect scale, strokes, and effects. That way, the next time I pick something up and I go to scale it, and you don't need to worry about doing this, but I just wanted to show you that now I can duplicate or scale without having that weight of the stroke increase. Next, we're going to be working with basic lines. Click off to the side to deselect everything on your artboard. Choose the Line Segment tool from the tool panel. Notice how all your properties are changing. Move the mouse cursor over the center point of the circles until you see the word Center. Press the Alt key and click the center point and drag down past the bottom edge of the circle. Drag straight down. If you want to hold it, your Shift key, that's going to hold you drawing perfectly straight. You want a line that is 4 1/4 inches long. We're going to look at the transform options. Choose the selection tool from the toolbar and you'll get the contextual taskbar. Click the duplicate button to make an exact copy, and in the transform panel change the line angle field to 290. And hit Tab to accept the change. Press the Shift key down and select both lines. Choose your center registration point and change the rotate field to 25 degrees. You can get rid of your contextual menu now by going to Window, Contextual Taskbar, and deselecting it. Now with your selection tool, select the third circle, choose Object, Hide Selection. Save your file. Next, we're going to use the Pathfinder to create shapes. Go to Window and open Pathfinder. And you see some options available for you. Select all of the visible parts now in the album artwork and then click the Divide button. That's going to break this into individual pieces. It cuts shapes based on where they overlap. It also got rid of those little tails that were sticking out. Click away from the group to deselect it. Now with your direct selection tool, using the direct selection tool, shift click the outer edges of the two inner half circle shapes. The book says the innermost, but we're going to select these two. Right now they have no fill. We're going to fill these with black. And we can go into properties, and here is our appearance. Select the fill and select black. We want to select the outer wedge next. Should be able to click the outside edge to get those. And we're going to change that fill color to 70% black. So by doing that, we can go to Fill, select Black, and because we wanted 70%, actually if we go right down here, we should be able to find 70% black in our swatches. Now draw a selection marquee that surrounds the point where the lines meet in the center of the artwork. And press the backspace button or delete. Press delete again to delete any of the remaining selection. choose Object, Show All. Click away from the objects to deselect all the artwork. Using the Selection tool, draw a marquee that touches all the elements of the artwork and group these. Click away to deselect.